Alright, not gonna lie, no video was planned for today. But that is until I watched 2.5 hours of Warriors basketball, and they lost to a Grizzlies team without Ja Morant, Desmond Bane, and basically all of their stars. It was an embarrassing loss, and frankly, it was deserved. The Warriors were not supposed to win this game, and you saw that from the very beginning. Whether it was Steve Kerr's horrible rotations, the shots just not falling, or the players just not playing well. I'm going to be breaking down everything that happened in this atrocity of a game and what the Warriors might be able to do to fix it. Let's dive right into it. Tonight, the Warriors lost to this handicapped Grizzlies team, who was currently 15-25, by the way, 116-107. And it was honestly extremely embarrassing. A rookie dropped 23 points. G.G. Jackson II, 23 points and 6 rebounds, absolutely scorching the Warriors. He seemed to hit every single shot and actually hit 5 threes this game. Then you had Vince Williams Jr. strap up Steph Curry. And when I say strap up, I mean strap up. Because when he was on Steph Curry, Steph only had 5 points compared to the rest of the 26 that he had in the rest of the game. But Steph going off is honestly just depressing because he is playing so well on a team that is so bad and can do nothing around him. He had 26 points and 8 assists, and the Warriors didn't even look like they were going to win the entire game. And that is mainly due to the fact that the other players, such as Klay Thompson, have just been asleep this entire season. Klay tonight had 9 points in 34 minutes. Trace Jackson-Davis, 0 points, and a crazy missed dunk. Draymond went back to normal Draymond, but he was, of course, on a minutes restriction, so they couldn't play him to close out the game. Then you had Andrew Wiggins just honestly be kind of mid, only 16 points, and Kuminga ended up having 20 and 11, but if we're being totally honest, he stat padded big time towards the end of the game. Main narrative in this game is how the Grizzlies turned it around, because at halftime, they were trailing by a few points, just 8 points, not too much, right? But then they ended up taking that 8-point deficit and making it a 9-point lead, which is a 17-point swing. So how did that happen? They killed the Warriors on the boards and with the 3-ball. The Warriors in the entire third quarter only attempted 3 threes and hit 2 of them. Throughout the entire game, they shot 10 of 31 from the 3-point line, while the Grizzlies doubled that, shooting 20 for 54 from the 3-point line. The Warriors were absolutely dominant with points in the paint, outscoring the Grizzlies 62-20, but why shoot a shot that's worth 2 points when you can shoot a shot that's worth 3 points? And that is exactly what the Grizzlies did this entire game, which just put them head and shoulders above this weak Golden State roster. Another thing that was huge for the Grizzlies was turning the ball over less and, of course, their steals at the end of the game. Because in the last 10 minutes alone to close out this game, they had 8 steals. The Warriors only had 4 the entire game. It was really, really ugly, guys. And not to mention that the Warriors had 19 turnovers tonight compared to the Grizzlies' 11. And the Grizzlies had 12 fouls compared to the Warriors' 25. Honestly, guys, the Warriors are just a really, really bad team right now. You can't blame this type of loss to such a bad team on minor mishaps anymore. And on this topic of fouls, we, of course, have free throws. Because the Warriors shot 10 free throws this entire game, they shot 9 of 10 for 90% from the line. The Grizzlies quadrupled their free throw attempts. They had 40 free throws attempts and hit 32 of them. That means that they had 23 points more just off of free throws. And yes, you might be saying, well, the Warriors fouled more. Yeah, but there were also some really bad calls in this game. I mean, for example, there was one big call where Jaren Jackson Jr. literally sat on Steph Curry. Like, what the heck is that? And only to add flame to this horrible fire, add flame, add fuel, whatever. I don't even know what I'm saying. I'm just so annoyed at this team. But Steve Kerr's coaching tonight was just some of the worst coaching that I have ever seen. And I've been watching the Warriors basically ever since I was born, if we're being honest. And Steve Kerr, he was just horrible. He put in Corey Joseph for 7 minutes tonight. Corey Joseph in those 7 minutes was a minus 13. In 7 minutes, he was able to drag the Warriors down 13 points and basically ruin the entire third quarter of this game. Meanwhile, Lester Quinones, who didn't put up much on the box score, but his plus minus was a +3 in the 4 minutes that he played. Honestly, this was just the wrong rotations in this game. A 3-guard lineup against such an athletic young team like the Grizzlies is never going to work, and Steve Kerr needs to realize that. It was honestly the fourth quarter when, with 6 minutes left, Steph Curry was still sitting on the bench. And I think that might have been the worst part of this entire game. Steph just sitting hopelessly on the bench, knowing that there is literally nothing that he could do. It was just horrible. Another thing that the Warriors did really badly, which I'd like to highlight from this game, is leaving everyone open, whether it's from the 3-point line, whether it's from the 2-point line. They just did not play good defense. They gave everyone so much space from the 3-point line that it looked like prime Shaq was out there, not making a single three his entire career. And that's just not true. G.G. Jackson, although he is the youngest player in the entire league, has proven to be very, very solid, and he proved that against the Warriors too. Then, of course, you have G-League, Klay Thompson, putting up 9 points. Like, oh my god, guys, I don't even know what to say, because the splash bro was not splashing tonight. It was just very, very ugly. The Warriors basically played a G-League team tonight. Derrick Rose was out with a left hamstring strain. Marcus Smart was out with a right ring finger central slip tear. Steven Adams was out with PCL surgery. John Morant was out with a labrum tear. Brandon Clark was out with a left Achilles sprain. Desmond Bane was out with a left ankle sprain. And Jake LaRavia was also out with a left ankle sprain. And the Warriors could not win this game against a group of 20-year-olds. I don't want to say bums because they are very, very young still, but just they're not good players. Honestly, this might have been the worst game of the season. And I feel like I say that every single week. And you can look back at my channel's history, and I do say that every week. Because every single week, it just feels like the Warriors are messing up again and again and again and again and again. Because they are really, really bad. They're not even playing good teams. Like, if this was against the Boston Celtics, I would understand the choke in the fourth quarter. But it's against a G-League team? Look, the Warriors should have kept Jordan Poole. But they can't get him back now. Jordan Poole could have provided a spark off the bench, and that's one of the major things that they're missing. And I'm missing it as well. I'm missing the Warriors being good. Drop a like if you also miss the Warriors being good. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.